In software engineering, the ultimate zone of productivity is the flow state, a period of unbroken mental focus where coding happens at maximum speed. The biggest obstacle to maintaining that level of concentration is the sheer amount of friction required to start a project. Traditionally, setting up a web development environment means downloading bulky integrated development environments and configuring fragile local servers before you can write a single line of code. Then comes the tedious cycle of execution. You write the code, switch your screens, refresh the window, and wait to render. Bypassing setup by writing your HTML structure, CSS styling, and JavaScript logic all tangled together in a single file creates spaghetti code. Keeping them mashed together inevitably leads to hidden bugs, broken formatting, and projects that are impossible to maintain. Every second spent battling setup latency or digging through disorganized text acts as a direct tax on your cognitive load. You end up fighting your environment instead of building your application. Prime ToolHub's online HTML editor removes those bottlenecks immediately. There is zero local setup required, and you don't need an account to start typing. To prevent disorganized files, the editor enforces professional coding standards through a dedicated 3-tab workspace. The first tab is for your HTML structure, the skeleton of your page. The background compiler automatically handles the standard document, head, and body tags, so you only need to write your core layout elements. The second tab isolates your CSS rules. This is where you apply pixel-perfect styling, complex grid layouts, and custom animations directly to the structure you just built. The third tab is strictly for your JavaScript logic. The engine intelligently injects this code at the very end of your document, ensuring your HTML is fully loaded before the script executes to prevent frustrating null reference errors. By compartmentalizing structure, style, and logic from the start, the platform forces clean coding habits while entirely bypassing the need to install a local IDE. Once your workspace is organized, you can activate the auto-run real-time compiling engine. This diagram demonstrates the workflow. As you write code on the left, the live preview frame on the right renders your web page the exact moment you stop typing. The cognitive break of manually saving files and refreshing a browser window is completely eliminated. You can even paste external CDN links into the HTML tab for libraries like Bootstrap or Tailwind CSS or Google Fonts, and the preview frame will fetch and apply those resources on the fly. Stripping system latency down to 0 allows you to test, debug, and iterate fast enough to remain locked in a continuous creative flow state. To understand how the editor achieves this speed, we have to look at its underlying architecture, which operates very differently from popular cloud-based coding playgrounds. Instead of pinging a remote server, the engine runs entirely using your device's memory. This guarantees absolute privacy for sensitive API keys, since your code never traverses the internet. It provides full offline capability, allowing you to code without interruption if your connection drops. Removing server round trips guarantees both zero latency rendering and strict local security. When your prototype is finished and tested, there is only one step left in the lifecycle. This shows how the Save button works. It combines your separated HTML, CSS, and JS tabs into a single packaged file. The engine formats and downloads the compiled index.html document to your local drive, immediately ready for any web host. If your indentation gets messy while working, you can use the built-in Format button to auto-realign your nested tags and curly braces before you export. Stop tolerating setup friction and disorganized files. Secure your offline workflow, bypass heavy software installations, lock into your coding flow state. Start for free today at primetoolhub.com.